Hey Tubies, Erin here. I know it's been a while, but I wanted to get this video in before Imbolc. It is the continuation of the stories that I've been reading from pagandad.com. This is the story for Imbolc. So I hope you all enjoy, and blessed be. Grandfather, is it time for another story? Asked the littlest child, barely refraining from jumping up and down in excitement. The old man leaned back in his chair and smiled as he lit his pipe. After taking several puffs, he said, "Yes, I think it is about time. So where was I? Ah, yes, the Sun King born and the maiden sleeping." Well, the Sun King returned to the side of his mother and meditated for a long time, seeking an answer, but none came. So he went to the land of the Sidhe and sought for answers from the wise ones there. The Sidhe came down and sealed the maiden within a crystal casket to protect her from the world until they can come up with a solution. After a short while they recommended to the Sun King that he must travel to the world and to the fairy oracle and seek for answers. How you must remember that during this time the Sun King had not been warming the earth like he should, and the long journey to the oracle will do little to help the earth. But still the newborn sun must arm himself and travel through the worlds to the world tree and climb it to find the magic needed to waken the Snow White Maiden. A long time he spent climbing that tree after he found it, and as his hope waned he came across a grove, lit from within of its own light. Knowing that this was the blessed veil, he entered into it and weaved through its labyrinth into the center. There he found a standing stone surrounded by grass. Above the stars and in front of the standing stone sat the oracle. The Sun King crossed to her and sat before her and began to tell his story, and then asked answers for his quest. Then the oracle spoke. "Many people come seeking fame and fortune, yet you come in love, realizing that love, the greatest gift, is all you need in life. You seek help to fulfill the will of nature herself, so I tell you that love's true kiss will waken her that sleeps. Now that you can expect this simple answer, the Sun King was angry and frustrated. Remember, though, he was only a few months old at this point. So he yelled in anger at the oracle, "Is that it? Is that the answer? Why did I have to take this long journey?" The oracle, not offended, just smiled and raised her hand for patience and said, "Oftentimes the journey is more than the answers we'll seek at the end. So go now and wake the maiden, and in turn wake the earth before it is too late." And with that the Sun King found himself, surprised of course, again at the top of the room in that tallest tower where in her crystal casket the maiden slept. The Sidhe, after they got over their shock of course, gathered around the Sun King in breathless awe as the god lifted the lid of the casket and set it to the side. Then with great happiness they watched him kiss the sleeping maiden and let out a cry of joy when her eyes fluttered open and she took a deep breath. As the maiden rose from her bower she began to speak about her journeys and of her conversations with the Holly King. She told of the new cycle that had begun and been laid out. She told him of the upcoming and past events in the wheel of the year. In celebration, the fairies spun a beautiful dress of spider silk and of the morning's first dew, because the fairies knew that this momentous kiss was akin to a betrothal, and that the goddess and god would be married soon. Plus, the goddess said as much herself. This is why, children, we make the corn dollies at this time of year, to represent the maiden and the future bride. When we dress her in white, it is a representation of the dress that the fairies made for her. And our holiday of Imbolc is the day that the god returned from his long quest, and the day the maiden woke. So this is why we give praise on this day, and why we have our feast. Like at Samhain, when we say farewell to the goddess, so do we at this holiday say greetings to her. So that is the story of the season of Imbolc. Go now, children, and let your grandfather rest. Then, almost as one, the children ran off to play as either the sleeping maiden or the Sun King on his long quest, letting their grandfather drift off to sleep.